Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have a guest on from the Troup County School System. Also, I will have a guest on talking about an annual event that benefits our students before they go back to school. So make sure that you stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm sitting down with Yolanda Stevens from the Troup County School System, who is the Director of Public Relations. Yolanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on again.
Well, it is a pleasure. I think we were back in April. We were on together.
Yeah.
I think you came on for your very first show. You're new to the community.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about where you are from, Yolanda, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm from Muskogee County, Columbus, Georgia. That is home, but I was up north in Baltimore, Maryland, and Philadelphia, and then I came back to Georgia. So I'm happy to be here in the nice summer warm weather.
Absolutely. You know, when you said Baltimore, Maryland, I'm like, okay, yeah, I went back because I used to live there for a while myself. So I definitely know what you're talking about, coming back to the Four Seasons.
That's right. That's
Absolutely. Now, Yolanda, you are the Public Relations Director here for the school system. Let me ask you, you've been here now for about a year or so, I think? Almost,
9 months.
Not almost a year. So
I started in the middle of the school, well, after school year started.
Talk a little bit about your transition, if you don't mind. You were down with the Muskogee school system, and now you're here with Troup County.
Well, actually, I came from a nonprofit organization, Goodwill.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little bit different, and then I came into the school system.
Okay, all right. Talk about some of the things that you see going on right now. Some of the changes that you see that are very, very positive for the school system.
Well, over the summer, working for the school system, the very first question that I get asked and a lot of teachers and administrators get asked is, why are you there for the summer? Those kids aren't there. What are you doing in the summer? Do you have to be there? Okay. And the answer is that there is a lot going on in the summertime for the school system. Okay. We are not only closing out one year, but we're preparing for the next year. And within that, there's a lot of planning, a lot of systems being put into place, and we're just making sure that we're ready for the kids to start back on August 10th. And it's a lot that goes into that.
I can almost imagine, because when you talk about the number of kids that are coming back into the school system, definitely, if you hadn't planned for them to come back, it could be, I guess, that uncontrolled chaos.
That's right, and it's over 12,500 students that are coming back over that. So we're planning for that, and it's a lot that goes into it. And most individuals who haven't worked in the school system, like I didn't work in the school system last year, coming in, I think that, you know what, I'm going to have time to do this, and I'm going to have time to plan a little bit more and kind of get things together, clear out my desk. No, it is so much more that needs to be done.
Hit the ground running.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I want to just ask a question. I know over the summer, and this is your first year, there were a number of teachers that retired. Can you speak to that a little bit? And some of the teachers I know were over at Burden. I remember when I was there at Burden doing the DARE program. Okay. I saw Miss Tanya Franks, Mrs. Sweat, and some of the ladies. Don't want to start calling any names, but I see some of the teachers that are retiring. Can you speak to that a little bit for us?
Well, we honored about 60 teachers that retired this past year, and we were proud to honor them. And then we also have individuals that are coming in now with the new teacher induction program and the new leader induction program. And there is just a certain air in the school system that this is going to be a great year, introducing those new individuals and making sure that we have the right people in the right place, especially with so many veterans that have retired. We're bringing people on who have been veterans in other systems, but then also new teachers, and getting that new blood in there and get it flowing again. So we're excited about having them here. We gave them a tour of Troup County. We took them to different school systems. We talked about diversity. We talked about inclusion. We talked about school climate. We also talk about positive behavior and making sure that all of those things are coming together at each school so we can have that positive air throughout when kids start back to school.
Okay, very good. Now I think, before we came on the air, you were telling me you all look at other districts as well. So with the retiring of those teachers, it's kind of like nothing that is unusual, because I think other school systems are seeing the same turnover.
Okay, yeah. When we discuss this with other school systems around, when we talk to Newton County or Coweta or Heard County, we find that they're seeing that same thing. They're, you know, like in business, when you have individuals who leave the company or retire from the company, we're experiencing that same thing in education.
Okay.
We're seeing that we have those pre-recession numbers now that have retired or have left the school system, and we're replacing those individuals with good individuals. Can we start?
All right.
Okay.
I mean, would people, I guess, some kind of maybe right out of college or whatever, some got years of experience in other jurisdictions, things of that nature?
Yeah, some are right out of college, but
Okay.
some have other learning capabilities from other systems that we're bringing in.
Okay.
But again, we're finding that is going on across the state, where they are seeing people who are retiring or who are leaving that particular district to move to another district.
Okay.
And we're experiencing that same thing. But we're making sure to replace them with good people too.
So it can be a positive thing if it looked at in the right light.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely
Well,
a
very good.
positive thing. Getting some new individuals in that's ready to move with technology. We have BYOD or BYOT, whichever one you want to call it.
Okay.
And we have individuals who are prepared and ready to go to make sure the students are engaged, to bring about different learning. And then also this past summer, there was a huge curriculum writing project.
Okay.
Where there was teachers, there were administrators who came in for a 2-week project to sit down and look at the curriculum that we're teaching and how we are teaching our students to make sure that they're engaged. We are also looking at what other schools who are top level schools, world-class schools, what they are doing to be world-class. They
Okay.
may have been where Troup County is now, and I know that there's an air in the community that there's something wrong, but there's not really anything wrong. It's just really a time of change and shifting to make sure that we are doing the right thing so we can make Troup County the best that it can be and have all the graduates that we can have.
Very good. You know, that's well said. And I know that the school system and the teachers and the counselors, the principals, they cannot be an everything to those students. And I know that, you know, you were talking about a PBIS, which is a positive behavior intervention support.
That is correct.
So many times when children have problems at home, is it factual that they bring those to school?
Yes, it is, and that may be one of the misconceptions about the school system, that we don't have to deal with everyone that comes into the school, but we do. We have to deal with everyone on their particular level. What goes on outside of school, if it's at home, if it's at church, what goes on outside of school is brought into school. I hear people say a lot, we have blueberries. We can't send our blueberries back to the factory. We have to work with the blueberries that we have. And if they have issues that they're bringing in, we have to work with them on their level. Now, PBIS, Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports, are one of those things that we are doing to put in place, and we're doing it with full force. We've learned, and when I say PBIS, what does that mean? Okay, you have another acronym, what does it mean, right? Well, one of those things is we have learned that we're teaching students how to write. We're teaching students how to read. Now we're having to teach students the behaviors that we expect to see inside of school. The behaviors when you're walking in the hallway, we don't expect you to bump into other kids and cause commotion. When you are in classroom, what does the classroom setting look like?
Okay.
We're teaching you the expectations and then the positive reinforcement behind those expectations. It will help us look at, you know what, Johnny is having a little bit of trouble after lunch, and he seems to be having this trouble about 3 times a week after lunch. Why is that? Is it because he just had math and Johnny's not that good in math? So maybe he needs more help in math.
So you're kind of pinpointing the problem.
Kind of pinpointing that problem.
Okay.
Or is it that Johnny had brought lunch from home and it may be sugar in the lunch, and maybe we need to talk to the parent about, you know, what's in Johnny's lunch to help him calm down a little bit after lunch.
Okay.
So it helps us pinpoint those particular issues and helps bring about a different environment in the school and in class.
Absolutely. And you hit on a topic that I want to kind of allude to a little bit, parenting. How is the school system branching out to parents to help make sure that they're totally involved with their child's education?
Well, each school, I suggest at the beginning of the school year, each parent should sign on for whatever their school calls it. But most principals have a newsletter that goes out to parents. There are classroom newsletters that say what their child is doing this week at school. look in the Tuesday folders. And then also make it a two-way communication. Make sure it's not just the school reaching out to the parent, but the parent also reaches out to the school. And then also knowing who's the correct person to go to. Maybe it's not always the principal. Maybe it's not always that teacher. It may be the counselor sometime. It may be the family intervention specialist, depending on what the need is. But then also making sure that it's done at different times and not just when report cards come home.
Okay.
That's very important to keep that line of communication open between the school and the parent or guardian, and the parent or guardian and the school. It's a two-way street.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, because I know that, you know, me being from law enforcement and dealing with kids, I know that, you know, each kid has the capability of learning.
That's right.
But like you stated, you got to pinpoint what's causing little Johnny or little Susie to kind of maybe act out a little bit. And I don't think all behavior is behavior that is indicative of that child being removed. But again, you just got to find out what the problem, what the root problem is there. And once you get to that root problem, you can deal with this situation, I think.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And PBIS is one of those. PBIS has a huge parental involvement piece of it. And the schools that are implementing PBIS will reach out to the parents to let them know what the expectations are so they can know what we're doing at the school and be able to reinforce that at home.
Okay, well, very good. Now, I know that you know, school is getting ready to get started back.
Yes.
Kids should have already registered by now. I think there's some back-to-school bashes that are taking place. I think Callaway Elementary had a back-to-school bash or is having one.
Yes, they are. And it's something, again, we were talking about parental involvement, not only for the learning environment, but to do things as a family. Callaway Elementary, they did have a back-to-school bash, and they invited all the parents, all the students, and said, hey, come out, let's have a good time, let's meet each other. Teachers are there, administrators are there, so you can put that face with the name and begin building those relationships.
Absolutely, so important, and it's so important that our parents get totally involved.
That's right.
And I think they even go out to the website where they can look and view their grades and things of that nature.
That is right. It's called Infinite Campus, and the parents must sign up for that.
Okay.
Sign up for Infinite Campus, talk to the school administrators or the secretary at the school, and they'll be able to get the information to sign up for Infinite Campus. They can see the schedules. They can see the grades.
Okay.
They can see, sometimes they even put in the assignments so parents can stay involved and not necessarily, it's that soft touch. If you're working in an office or you're at home and you're sitting at your desk, you can easily log in and see where your student is at that point in time.
Absolutely. So students, your parents are watching you.
That's right.
You'll learn that, you know, our time always gets away, and I know there's so many things that are happening. We're just looking for positive things to come from the school system. I know they have a great person in the PR director in you.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to all the new teachers that have been inundated or initiated into the Troup County school system. So we're just looking for great things to come out of the school system. And I think most of all, we're looking for the morale
That's right.
to improve there as well. All right?
Well, we have this year coming up the Rewards and Recognition Program that's going to be implemented, and we are really hoping that does a lot for morale within the school system. Again, we also had the new teacher and new leader induction, and that is just bringing about this new energy, and you can feel it. When
Okay.
you're there, you can really feel it.
Very good. Yolanda, thank you very much for being on the show today, and we wish you all the very best school year, and make sure that you handle our blueberries carefully, okay?
Thank you. We
All
will.
right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a lady and gentleman on that will be talking about haircut for kids and styles. This is an annual event, and one gentleman you perhaps already know. He is very instrumental in our elementary school system here, Mr. Michael Fanning. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And then this year I have on, in addition to the annual event, Era Russell. Era, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with both of you all. And Michael, as we were talking before we came on the show, this is the 8th annual giveaway to the kids.
Yeah, 8th annual haircuts for kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Time flies.
It does,
Time
really
flies,
does.
yeah.
Let me ask you, Talk a little bit about the transitioning of the haircuts for kids.
What's funny is it started, as you say, 8 years ago with Craig Davis, Bull Street. The very first event, I think we probably had a total of 30 kids max. And this is when Tanya Boyd, she was going to different places where she knew what kids were. She would pick them up, bring them back, drop off this set, bring another set. So it wasn't that big, but it still meant a lot. But like I said, it still had a great impact. And then once from day one, year one, it went from 30 maybe to 75 to 100, 100 to 350, 350 to, I know last year I saw new faces. Like my mom, everybody was like, man, I never seen this amount of people ever. So I'll say at least 500, at least minimum, bare minimum 500 people last year. 500. Yeah.
I mean, and that's an awesome thing that you all do to help our kids go back and have a great start as they start the new year back in school.
Correct.
As a moment ago, we had on Yolanda Stevens, the PR director from the Duke County School System. And Errol, I think that this is your 4th year being involved.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about who you are, if you don't mind, first of all.
Well, I'm a local stylist here. I've been doing hair licensed since '07.
Okay.
And hair has always been my passion. Anytime I get a chance to give back, I'm always for that opportunity. And when Mike came to me, talking about, let's get in a girls section for the haircuts for kids.
Okay.
And I was, that was a great opportunity to, give back that thing that I love to do. So
showcase your talent.
Yeah.
Okay, well, very good. Now, we were joking around before we came on. Mike, what if Errol had told you no?
What I say, there's some smoke in the city.
Some smoke, okay. Smoke in the city. Well, this is a great opportunity. It's a great event that you all do for the kids, and I think when we're doing something for the kids, if we can do it in a holistic approach for them, to show that people care.
Correct.
To show that people actually care. And I want to jump over Mike because you are a 3rd grade teacher now.
Correct.
You were a 2nd grade when I had you on last. Talk about that if you don't mind.
I really don't know much about 3rd grade, so it's going to be new for me. I've only taught 1st and 2nd my career. So it's gonna be a new experience, and it's funny because my principal, she brought me into the office. She was like, first thing she said, like, don't be mad at me. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? And then she slid me a little paper. I opened the paper up. You'll be teaching 3rd grade language arts and social studies. So it was kind of bittersweet because like the team, my 2nd grade team, we've been together for a few years now. So we kind of created a family atmosphere. So it was different. It was sad, but time to move on, time to do different and hopefully better things.
Well, good.
So we'll see.
That just says great resources are in demand in that 3rd grade area.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And let me ask you, Errol, and I didn't ask the question before you came on. Do you have children of your own?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you basically give back. Let me ask you, how do you think it makes that young girl feel when she goes back to school and she has a really nice hair? How do you think that makes her? What does that do for her self-esteem?
Well, I can say for myself, when I get my hair done, I'm like a new person, I want to take all the selfies, take all the pictures. I want to be in the mirror. And it does the same thing for the little girls that don't really have that opportunity to get, that fresh hairdo like they want, or if their parents can afford it. But it really brings their self-esteem up, and if their self-esteem is high, they'll be willing to learn, and they can focus more, So small things play a big part in kids.
As they say, you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm going to ask the question, Mike, how important to you as a teacher that when that child comes from home, their self-esteem is already inflated? How important is that to you? I
mean, like you said, when it's already inflated, that's one less thing that I have to do. Like, so when they come in with their head up, that means they're ready to learn.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And so now and that's the other thing. That's why we added the backpacks and the school supplies. So that's something else that I, as a teacher, and not me as a parent, but as a parent, they don't have to worry about that as well. So we got your haircut, come in the door, got your backpack on, we ready. Like, we coming in, what we doing on day one?
Yeah.
You know, it's no, I have to wait, it's day one, I got my school supplies, put it on the desk, let's go.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's about.
So important. And the event is going to be Sunday, August the 9th from 1 to 5. Let's jump in and talk a little bit about it. You're going to be stationed there,
Yes.
set up there at the Gregg Center. Is there any age limit that you anticipate coming, or do you just welcome everybody?
Well, we welcome everyone. Over the last couple of years, we mainly have a lot of the elementary school students, but we have had some high school, so it's open to all ages.
It's a need. If you need it,
Yeah.
we got it. We're going to serve you.
Very good. And when you say that it's a need, the other thing that we need to, for the community to understand, this is something that you all are doing free, volunteering your time, your services.
Yes.
Correct.
So talk a little bit about the activities for that day, Mike, if you don't mind.
So with that being said, it's everything, like you say, everything is free. We have free food, which is hamburgers, hot dogs. We have face paint, cotton candy, snow cone. We have, what else? Water slides. We have a few other activities as well. Some little entertainment, music going on. We have Mr. Jones. He come in with his Karate Kids. They put on a little show. So we have a few things going on at one time. Also, with that, we have from 1 to 5, we have that activity going on. And then this year, we're adding something new. From 5 to 6, we're going to add, that's when school supplies will be distributed. So 1 to 5, come in, haircuts, have fun, enjoy yourself. You know, get a tan or whatever, relax, have fun, because it's going to be a scorcher. And then, like I say, from 5 to 6, that's when we're going to set up for school supplies to be given away.
Okay, very good.
Correct.
Let me ask you this question, because I asked this question to Yolanda a moment ago. How important is it to both of you all that the parents are involved, not only with this day, but all days throughout the school year? How important is that to you?
Well, anytime with your children anyways, parents should be involved.
Correct.
Even if it's just to how they look and what they're doing in school, you should always be involved, because that lets the child know that the parent is concerned about them, that they care about their future and their well-being in life. So being being an influential parent plays a major part in a child's success. So
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Absolutely. Now, in talking about that, Mike, I think you were telling me too that for the actual giveaway from 5 to 6, the students have to be present.
Must be.
It must be present.
Must
Can't
be. No if, and, buts about it. So parents, I understand. You might want to get a few, some kids didn't want to come that day, but if they want a backpack, they gotta come.
Okay.
Like, they have to be present. And honestly, to be honest and to be fair, it's not fair for those people, for those parents to get 2 or 3 backpacks for kids that are not even there.
Right.
So it just takes away from it. So that's why we putting emphasis on it this year. Kids, students must be present.
Absolutely.
Must be.
Absolutely. Talk about volunteers or sponsorship. Is there an opportunity still for individuals to volunteer or to sponsor things, Mike?
The thing, and what's funny, like, every year, like, it gets crazier and crazier with the volunteer list, which is a great thing. Like, awesome.
That's a great problem to have,
I'm not
right?
even gonna, it's awesome. But yeah, you can still volunteer, come on that day, or of course you can contact me at my Facebook, which is Michael Fannin. Also, Positive Contributions is one of my Facebook pages.
Okay.
But yeah, most definitely volunteer. You can contribute. Monetary, you can come and bring chips, hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever you want to bring to contribute to haircuts for kids. Whatever you can contribute, whatever you can bring it. Like, bring it yourself. You can bring, like I say, all those items, whatever. Like, it's a community event, and I want the community to sponsor it. That's at the end of the day, that's what I want. I don't mind going to big businesses and talking to them, asking for money, but at the end of the day, this is a LaGrange, Troup County event, so I would prefer them and us to handle it, to put it on. So that's what it is.
Very well said there. And again, I want to just re-emphasize the date is Sunday, August the 9th. From 1 to 5 is the actual haircuts and styles.
Yes.
Can't leave that out. And then from 5 to 6 is the actual giveaways.
Correct.
Now, let me ask you now, Era, you're located on Harwell Avenue. How many stylists do you have there in your shop?
Well, it's me and my friend Tia Brooks.
Okay.
We've been working together for coming up on 4 years together.
Okay.
And we just enjoy one another's company. But yeah, she's
gonna be there
too.
She will be there as well.
She's quite the character, so
Okay.
she's gonna keep us well entertained.
Okay, well, very good, very good. Well, Mike, I want to just thank you and Era, thank you for what you all do for our kids to make sure that they look good, feel good, have the tools that they need in order to go back to school and start out to a good year. And I know that Yolanda and all the teachers that were just newly hired for the school system, thank you all for what you do. So thank you all very, very much for being on the show today.
And also, if you don't mind, I would love to give a special thanks to, of course, Era and the rest of the stylists, because we have at least 10 that will be there present. And because honestly, if it wasn't for the stylists and the barbers, all the barbers, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Like I know it's a big commitment, especially right before school. I understand, and like I just want to say thank you to them. You know, so I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank both of you all for being on the show today.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the Troup County School System, the Director of Public Relations, Yolanda Stevens, as she talked about some positive changes that are taking place within the school system, and also inviting the parents to make sure that you stay involved with your school and also your child's education.
Now, PBIS, Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports, are one of those things that we are doing to put in place, and we're doing it with full force. We have learned that we're teaching students how to write. We're teaching students how to read. Now we're having to teach students the behaviors that we expect to see inside of school. PBIS has a huge parental involvement piece of it. And the schools that are implementing PBIS will reach out to the parents to let them know what the expectations are so they can know what we're doing at the school and be able to reinforce that at home. Sign up for Infinite Campus, talk to the school administrators or the secretary at the school, and they'll be able to get the information to sign up for Infinite Campus. They can see the schedules. They can see the grades. They can see, sometimes they even put in the assignments so parents can stay involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, I also had on Michael Fanning, who talked about haircuts for kids along with Errol Russell. And this will be taking place on Sunday, August the 9th from 1 until 5. And the giveaway will be taking place from 5 until 6 at the Williams-Gregg Center.
I can say for myself, when I get my hair done, I'm like a new person, you know. You know, I want to take all the selfies, take all the pictures. I want to be in the mirror. And it does the same thing for the little girls that that don't really have that opportunity to get, you know, that fresh hairdo like they want. But or if their parents can afford it. But
when they come in with their head up, that means they're ready to learn. I'm ready. And so now that's the other thing. That's why we added the backpacks and the school supplies. So that's something else that I, as a teacher, and not me as a parent, but as a parent, they don't have to worry about that as well. So we got your haircut, come in the door, got your backpack on, we ready. Like we coming in. What we doing on day one? You know, it's no I have to wait. It's day one. I got my school supplies. Put it on the desk. Let's go.
Sunday, August the 9th. From 1 to 5 is the actual haircuts and styles. Can't leave that out. And then from 5 to 6 is the actual giveaways.
Correct.
So make sure that you come out and support this. And by all means, students come out and take place in all this activity they have planned for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these interviews. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.